Hello everybody, today we have got a Gen 5 OU game between Light Thunder of Team Spain and Finchinator of US Central. We are seeing ScarfToed because in the World Cup, then Sand plus Sand Rush is banned, so you can use ScarfToed with Sand Force or Mold Breaker on a team with a Sandstream user, or Sand Force on a team without either of those, and also Sun with Chlorophyll is banned. So effectively, Sun is banned because it fucking sucks without like Venusaur and the occasional Lilligant and Victreebel and such. So we see Rain on the Spain side and Sand offense on the Central side. But what you got to understand about Sand is that it's just an offensive team with T-Tar, because you use T-Tar as a Pokemon, not because, oh man, that Sand really helps with the extra 6% chip damage every turn on an offensive team like this. Not that it doesn't help, but you get the point. Whereas you use Politoed just for the rain. So it's just a team that, and T-Tar is also huge because it cuts off other weather, although in this metagame it's pretty much just rain. So we see Keldeo lead. Keldeo does well against everything except the Latios, which Finch leads nicely. Counter leads against. I would switch to Heatran here if I was Finch, but I like Latios in games like these where there's no Pursuiter on the other end, because the number one thing that deters most people from using Latios and Latias in every team is the fact that Tranchard pursuits them really easily, unless they use a really shitty gimmick set to try and dance around it, and it's not even guaranteed to work most of the time. But yeah, Ferrothorn and ScarfDrill, usually, let's say Ferrothorn, because ScarfDrill would just get mopped by a Surf, and Draco Meteor still hurts it. There's no Assault Vest in this gen. So Heatran gets, forces Politoed in and gets up Rocks. I would assume that's his Rocks user. It could also be Scarf, but if it is Scarf, then I would still go to it because there's Pharaoh. I guess he... Oh, wow! Disregard main. Nice move on Finch's end. You didn't need a double switch, but I was going to say Heatran versus Pharaoh. If it's not Rocks, then you double out of the Toad or whatever switching. But I guess he had other plans. HP Fire is sorely underprepared for, which is kind of weird. Gladius is really strong, and I mean, it does lose that speed IV, but just dumping on Ferrothorn like this, and sometimes Scizor, and even hitting Jirachi is big too. And it's just Ferrothorn alone is huge. So rip. And now there's no more Sponge to Draco Meteor, unless you count ScarfDrill, which you shouldn't. And the worst thing is, he can still drop one because Latios is faster than everything, assuming Hydreigon isn't Scarf, which it usually isn't. I like Scarf Hydreigon, but and I don't think that Scarf ScarfDrill, which is a very real possibility, will kill with Iron Head from this range. Even if it's Adamant, I think it will just barely come up short. And Finch would really like that 2-for-1, although his team doesn't really hate Ferrothorn, but I mean, it's definitely nice to have it out of the way, because now Politoed can spam water moves without reservation. I mean, Gyarados is not a counter under rain. Depends on his Keldeo set, of course, but yeah, if it's like Specs, then it's just Hydro Pump City, whereas Ferrothorn would have actually annoyed it in that regard. Here comes ScarfDrill. We see Mold Breaker that indicates Scarf most of the time, and I neglected to mention that it could Earthquake the Latios, and I think that would kill, because it does negate Levitate. But then again, he's got the Landorus T at full health, and he could even... I guess he could switch... I was going to say he could switch to Keldeo if he expected Iron Head, expecting Landorus, and he didn't want Latios to take more damage, because look how badly it rips up his team. That was Keldeo, actually. But, too risky. I think Landorus is fine. I mean, it depends on the set. If it's Scarf, I guess he doesn't want to take in too much damage, but he doesn't really need it for much, because it's going to be fast, it's going to be U-turning in and out, revenge killing things. He would prefer some more health on it, but it's not really switching in, like, again and again, like, so there's a double switch to Politoed on the Landorus, and we have, I have neglected to mention that while Finch does have Sand and 2 bulky waters, that's bulky-ish, for an offensive team anyway, then Specs Politoed Hydro Pump is going to hurt, and that is a really strong U-turn, so I would assume this is definitely an offensive Politoed. It could be Specs, it could be Expert Belt, or quote-unquote Expert Belt with, like, Water Gem or something, which tries to lure in T-Tar to try to pursue it, and I don't know if that's Specs. It could be, Splash Plate or something. I have a feeling Specs would 2-KO, though. I mean, yeah, it would definitely would have 2-KO. I mean, a 2-KO is Latios in some situations. That is definitely not Specs. And it could be Scarf. And you know, Landorus would have just outsped it because of Scarf. Because Specs would actually run a bit of bulk, and U-turn wouldn't do that much. So, yeah, I think that's definitely a ScarfToed, and that's his source of speed. I mean, he could also just be, you know, some sort of offensive set. Yep, he's Scarf, as the Keldeo underspeeds it, and Hydro Pumps it back. Love Black and White. This is the Hydro Pump and Rain Wars. So, Keldeo's down without a kill. Well, it's not down, but it's really low, so it's going to have to come in after a kill to pick up one of his own, and Gyarados can hold it off for a few. And the thing about Gyarados is a Keldeo check, it can't touch it outside of bounce, but at this low HP, it can actually waterfall. However, he does have Latios, which can... Jesus fucking hell, that does... should not be doing that much damage. But he can just recover it off. I assume he has recover, otherwise that was a really bad switch. And luckily, as soon as he gets up Rocks, which, granted, could be tough looking at all the Pokemon that demolish Heatran and Tyranitar on his team, then Politoed will only have one more switch in. Granted, it can't really switch in a hell of a lot, because, you know, what attacks is it switching into at 18%? You know, same principle as that applies to Keldeo right now. So he can just recover, and nothing really wants to switch into this Surf Draco. I would assume he has Surf. He could also have Psyshock, which would mean Excadrill is sort of safe. I mean, Excadrill could probably care. I mean, it doesn't like shrug it off the HP Fire and Rain unless it's like the Uber's Spadef set. In which case, it wouldn't care about Draco Meteor either. But you know, it still would. He still doesn't really have a switch into it. But then again, it's a better switch than what's it called? Letting Politoed flail around with Hydro Pumps here. He could. Well, he goes to Excadrill. Are we going to see a Roost? Not a Recover. Not cool. I always like Recover more than Roost on Latios and Latios because everyone uses Roost. And it's just not the same. Recover. It's a sign of a Psychic Pokemon, you know. So it always kind of weirded me out that Mew doesn't get it, and instead I have to use Roost or Soft Will on it. But Excadrill's in. I don't think it's Surf Drill. Surf on Latios and Black and White is kind of a rarity, which is sort of weird considering it provides decent coverage. I mean, it hits Heatran. We see the Scarf Iron Head. We see a Surf. Rip Excadrill. So I was proven wrong there. I mean, I wasn't because it's not common, but I didn't expect it. Most of them have Psyshock, but I guess he decided, fuck it, Keldeo, I'm just going to Draco Meteor its face in anyway. And he gets rid of the Excadrill, which did not Earthquake. I guess he was wary of the Landorus. But Surf HP Fire Def, I wouldn't have expected that either, to be fair. So Politoed's back in. Unfortunately for Finch, after the Iron Head and the Life Orb damage, he is in Hydro Pump range. So something is definitely dying here, unless he got really... I don't think he wants to switch in T-Tar and then switch around some more. If his Mew is a Stallbreaker set, you know, it could be Nasty Plot, you know, that's a cool set, or even Swords Dance, oh, that's really unlikely. Nasty Plot is way more likely than Swords Dance in any case. But if it's a bulky enough Mew set, he could switch into the Scarf Hydro and, you know, heal it off, because Mew runs Spadef a lot in Black and White. It can run Fizdef, it can run, you know, whatever it wants. It can run a mix of both. You know, just max HP, speed for, you know, Jolly Bloom and shit, and which also beats D-Knight and Gyara, and just Wisp, Taunt, Roost, or Soft Boiled if you're gay, and Ice Beam or Psychic, and you're cool. Once I even ran Earthquake and destroyed Heatran, it was beautiful, and Legendary Dave raged at me. But, yeah, I think that Finch seems to have made his move, so I don't think there's any thought for Light here except Hydro Pumping. I mean, what are you really going to do? Expect him to use Switch and switch to Hydreigon to fire off Dark Pulses? I don't think so. I mean, nope, he's sacking Heatran. That's a good move. Heatran just barely gets O-Code. And, because, look at his team, he is not taking... Heatran is not doing anything to that. And, here comes Tar. Now, he can Pursuit the Toad, although it will hurt him a lot. But he can, that will also give Gyarados setup, and, well, he could probably dance around it. He would probably prefer to not give it a free sub. So, I would say that Mew is the switch here. But then again, I don't know his set. I mean, a Nasty Plot Mew, he would probably want it healthy. So perhaps he wants to get up Sand, and then he wants to sack something, and then go to Landorus and U-turn. Either way, Finch is in a good spot here. I think I know. So, let's see. I would, if I'm Light, I just go for the Gyara sweep. I mean, he's got Scarf Lando, and it's at full, if I'm remembering correctly. Yep, it didn't take any attacks, so he can switch into Gyaro once, and, you know, I mean, spamming Stone Edge just isn't a great strategy against a Pokemon with a lot of subs, but, you know, in any case, he can get the Intimidate off and, you know, soften it for, well, I don't know about that, but, oh, he goes to, oh, it's a Rock Cheetor. I did not take that possibility into account, and all my early game ramblings about the possibility of a Scarf Gen, or even a Flame Charge Sweeper, or Weather Change set, you know, the Magnastorm Sunny Day Solar be one. You know, those thoughts went out the window as he sets some blocks, and Politoed's getting one switch. Here comes the Mew. Focus Blast. It is probably a bulky tar, probably Chobble, but he would probably want it healthy as well. You know, to cut off Politoed's rain one more time, which also cuts off Gyarados' leftovers. So he's switching around, he's sacking, he got Life Orb damage on it, and that's cool because Landorus gets a U-turn here, and without that extra, you know, 16% from the Life Orb and Sand, Landorus' U-turn would not be nearly as threatening, and he could even have, what's it called, used, Roost, and stayed healthy and threatened to bomb another thing. Granted, he can also go to Latios here and pick up the kill, but he made a nice move. But I wouldn't go to Latios because I would really try to avoid giving that Gyarados setup. Just U-turning with Landorus has absolutely no negative connotations here. Ooh, come on, Finch, you're killing me. Maybe it's not Scarf. No, it's Scarf. It outran ScarfToed. What was I thinking? Maybe it was like, I don't know, Expert Belt or something? No, it's definitely fucking Scarf. I do not agree with that at all. Because, like, what was he gonna do? He could go to Keldeo on the U-turn, and then what? There's a Mew, there's Latios, like, right here. Latios is practically gonna kill itself. He could actually face some trouble with the Keldeo now. I don't agree with that at all. So, I think... I mean, Finch can't go back now, you know? It's not like he's gonna say, hey, I'm gonna switch this Landorus into Dark Pulse. No, because then I'm thinking of this Dark Pulse Focus Blast caught Roost, especially because Hydreigon is not using Fire Blast in a rain team, so it can't be the Fire Blast, Draco Meteor, Roost, Superpower, or Focus Blast in this case. So that's why I'm thinking. And he used Dark Pulse. I mean, his last could be Draco Meteor, but I think there's a possibility of Taunt. In either case, he should use Dark Pulse here, because if Latios roosts, or misses Draco, and he misses Draco too, then that would just be inexcusable. So definitely a Dark Pulse here. And I don't know, Landorus was just so much better, but Light's timer's going down. I guess he thinks, okay, I'm gonna, you know, kill this Hydreigon, and then Gyara's gonna come in, and I'm gonna go to Landorus. And I mean, that could work out well, but Landorus was just so much better because Latios wouldn't let anything set, and it would be a little healthier, so it doesn't die to another Life Orb attack when Keldeo comes back in. Or when Keldeo comes in, he goes to, we see the Scarf Skull, no burn, rip Politoed, and that's a nice move. There wasn't really anything Light could have done about that. I mean, doubling the Keldeo, okay, cool, he doesn't lose Toad, he has Death Fodder. I don't think that's going to make a big difference in this battle. We see Gyarados, we don't see Intimidate, it's Moxie, he's going for it all. It could be a normal gem return set which lures Rotom Wash and gets it out of the way and, you know, starts the, what's it called, the domino effect of Moxie boosts and just piling it on and killing everything in sight. But I don't think he's going to have the speed if he's that set because of Landorus. And I think his only chance is somehow winning with, I don't know, winning with Keldeo, luring the, if this T-Jar is a rock move, it's over. Uh-oh, Crunch. But he can't get 2 DDs, so Landorus, he does have leftovers, but he cannot get 2 DDs. I wouldn't even bother using, what's it called, Stone Edge here with Finch. I would calc HPI, see if that kills it with, because remember, he doesn't have Sand, he doesn't have to bring it down 24%, even though I think there's a chance it would be a roll, but he only has to bring it down to 6%. He could even U-turn. Nah, he wouldn't U-turn, because if he DDs again, yeah, fuck that. But, I bet if he DD'd again, well, because Mew would live one. Oh my god, Finch, you're killing me. Oh, Jesus Christ. I think he loses now. Why didn't he HP Ice? Why? Yeah, unless this Mew is so bulky that it can live a +3, I mean, it can. But I don't think he's got the physical defensiveness. If this is a physical defensive Mew, it absolutely can live, the, what's it called? The, waterfall. Oh my god, it lived! Don't tell me it flinched. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. That is That is just retarded. I mean, I know it's supposed to be a neutral commentator and shit, but come on, that was just absurd. Holy fucking shit. Yeah, I apologize for the profanity, but at the same time I don't, because, good Christ, that was just absurd. Poor Finch, that was unbelievably lame. So, yeah, I mean, I would have played some stuff differently, but Finch definitely should have won this battle. So, Spain take a 1-0 lead in the series. So, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you all next time.